you ever experienced something you couldn't explain? Well, that's what we're trying to uncover. Encounters with darkness.
Hello! Welcome to Encounters with Podcasts.
Melissa.
I'm Ashley. Oh my god.
And here we have really interesting things to talk about while Ashley plays with her delicate hair. I'm so envious of her hair.
Do you want some of my hair? No. Oh, sorry, I touched your butt.
Ooh.
Kaboom!
Oh, yeah.
That's what you would look like with my hair. This isn't creepy.
No.
Everybody does this.
Yeah. If you haven't done it, I don't feel like...
Then you're the creepy one.
Right.
Freaking weirdos.
So...
Anywho.
We're going to talk about Randolph, but we also have things that have happened recently.
And this is a hint, even though we're about to tell you right now. And for the people just listening to the podcast, we're just pawing our hands like we're animals. Like we're animals. Moles. Okay. I think I destroyed it enough that we could not be copyright.
Oh, no, they won't even notice.
No.
It's fine. Supposed to be in the song. I'm insulted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't mean to ruin it.
You want to show that first?
Oh, yeah. So, my nose. We got our own equipment. Oh, you can't see it because of the ring light. There we go. Yep. Look at the antenna. This is just it's also a stabby weapon, as we've discovered, but we're getting an upgraded antenna, okay? So no one freaking hate on this, okay? Listeners, it's a very long antenna.
And it's spirally.
It's very spirally. It's attached to a tube. It works, okay? Not right now because the battery died. But it does work. We have a video posted on our Facebook page if you want to see this device in its skeleton form verbally abuse me. Then you can... It wasn't even verbally, though.
No.
If you want to see it abuse me with lights. Because that's what it does. Alright, so basically this is an EMF detector, but it's amplified. Like it's... You guys know what amplified... Why does he do this?
It's like he knows.
Every time. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that was Kiba. Again, he has to make his presence known. I feel like it's really Xander, because I heard him walk down the hall, and he knows that we're doing the podcast, and he hates me. I'm just kidding.
Grounded.
He doesn't. Grounded. Done. Okay. But anyway. Yeah, this is our device. So there's lights that are right up here, and if something is near this, then the lights go off. And then they can communicate with us that way. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, go watch our video on our Facebook page, and you'll see why it's cool.
But it's leading up to like us explaining things that have been happening. So
yeah,
they made this. How many nights ago was that?
What, like 3 nights ago that it got made and we tested it?
And she encountered 3, 4, something.
5 nights ago? I don't know. Days. Did encounter something. What is time? But before that, we had weird things happening. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, because it was the bells.
Yeah.
Before that.
Okay. And we've already talked about on our last podcast, not our last, but our last podcast, about some of the weird things that happened before Randolph.
Yeah.
Whenever we booked the stay to Randolph, weird stuff started happening. Well, weird stuff is still happening.
So, we decorated for Christmas early. Don't hate. Okay? Just slow down. Okay? We just put some of our stuff up. Well, we had these Christmas bells, and we put them on our doorknob that leads to the hallway. Well, it was just... I don't remember what day it was. Me and Harlow were down on the other end of the hallway. It was just us home. And the bells rang. And Harlow looked down the hall and ran towards me, like, shaking, saying, like, it's ringing, and, like, she was scared. And she wanted me to go look at it. Like, she wouldn't go down to where the bells were. She was just, like, so frightened. We do have a cat, but our cat was in the dining room at the time. So I can't explain that. In my mind, while I'm at home, I'm saying it's my cat because it's weird and I don't like things happening in my home. But so that happened. And then last night, my daughter, so Joe had stepped out onto the porch, and we have left a light on to our upstairs. For some reason, we just, like, left it on. We're lazy.
Wasting electricity.
But, so it shines down. You can see it in our living room. Well, I had turned it off yesterday after we had come down, and me and Harlow were sitting in the living room, and she ran to me and was like, "There's a shadow." And I was like, "What do you mean? There's no shadows." And she's like, on the stairs. I'm like, "No, there's no shadow." Well, then Joe walked in and she told my husband, and he went over there and was like, "I got rid of the shadow. He's all gone." So then he came and sat on the couch, and she ran to him and sat on the couch, and then he was like, "No, the shadow's gone. It's okay." And she pointed down the hall and was like, "He's going with his friends." I don't... Oh, and so Ashley had spoken on one of our podcasts about seeing a little boy in her house.
Mm-hmm.
In our house, before we lived in it, like my sister lived in it, and when I would stay there, I would see, which I've talked about, figures, and it was like the size of a boy, and he would be sitting on the stairs like this. And shortly, it was like the night after you talked about the boy, I was laying on the couch in the living room, and I opened my eyes. I had, like, fallen asleep there with my daughter, and I opened my eyes, and there was just a little boy. I haven't seen him since we've lived there. And he was standing there in front of our, like, mantle. And I was just like, "No, not today!" I don't want this. I don't want it. And then it was gone. So that's what's been happening at my house.
Now, at my house, I'm a little more excited and welcoming.
Yeah. Weird.
So, this is what happened. All right. We have, like, 2 living rooms, I guess. One of them we call the game room. Okay. Donovan and I were sitting in the game room. We had all of the cats in there with us. We have 3 cats. And we have a Kiba. I'm dying. We had a Kiba dog. We have a Kiba dog. He's still here. You guys heard him a moment ago. We have a Kiba dog. But he was put up, okay? It was his night-night time. So he was in his crate going night-night. And then we heard pawing at the game room door, which is what the cats will do when they want to come in and we've locked them out of the room. Except, remember, all the cats were already in there with us. So what was that? We opened up the door. Obviously, nothing was there. Kiba's still in his crate. And also, Kiba's crate is right by, like, he can see the game room door. He never acknowledged anything. So that's weird. Because normally they say, like, animals, you know, they see it, sense it, they'll react to it. But he didn't have, like, no reaction at all.
He just, like, so smart.
Yeah. He's like, "They put me up. Now die." Okay, that was a little intense. Mm-hmm. Wow, Kiba. I'm gonna have a talk with him later. Then we have a couple of days later, and all of the animals are in our room, the game room, with us. And we hear, like, grunting, like a dog, like pressing his nose up against the door and, like, sniffing and wanting in or whatever. But all the animals are with us, and still none of them reacted to it. So it was just really, really, really weird. Really weird. So then Donovan makes this device, and I'm talking to it, to whatever, and I ask it if it's a boy, and it kind of gives an answer, but not like the answer that I was wanting it to give to, like, prove, yes, you're a boy. So then I tried, are you a girl? And again, it kind of gives an answer, but not the answer that I was looking for. What I was specifically asking it to do. So then I made a joke and I was like, haha, like, are you not a boy or a girl? What's going on? And I now understand that sounds kind of bad saying it out loud, doesn't it? I was just being funny.
But
Okay,
leading to the animal aspect.
Yes, leading. Okay, I'm not politically correct, and I'm sorry. Don't hate me for it. I'm working on it. I'm acknowledging it. I'm sorry. Anyway, what if Melissa and I were talking? What if it didn't answer yes to boy or girl because it's neither? It's an it, which is fine. But what if it's an animal? Like a hellhound. Can I have a pet hellhound?
She really wants one.
Really what I'm getting at. Like, I understand that coming into this, I'm the skeptical one. Blah, blah. Can I have a pet hellhound? Is that what it is? Do you guys think that's what it is? Can I keep it? Also, it visited definitely Melissa's house for sure, because that's like, for something to ring the bells, that's the height of a dog, like, running down the hallway. So we have split custody. I'm pretty excited about this.
No, don't want it.
Pumped, yes!
But here's the thing, it's like, did we cause this? It's kind of like when we were talking about how we were just reading, we weren't, like, fully engaged in the spells that we were doing back in the witch hut. We hadn't read them prior. We were just reading them out loud to see, like, what they were. But that can be not a good idea or a good idea. So did we bring this on ourselves?
Yeah, because we were not being very smart.
Mm-mm.
I think we even said, don't just do this. Like, be smart about it. We don't listen to our own advice. Mm-mm. Evidently, that's not a thing.
But we're here to learn from.
Yeah, and get pet hellhounds out of this. How cool is that? It's an animal that you don't have to clean up after. Like, it doesn't poop, right? I'm so excited.
No.
I'm so excited.
Here's my bit of advice.
Yeah?
If you have
a pet hellhound?
Hellhound, demon, or something, don't welcome it.
I mean, for the viewers, you mean? Like, the
right,
listeners and the viewers. Yeah, yes. Don't welcome it.
No.
Don't
dabble in territory.
Don't buy it squeaky toys at the pet store.
She's already gone to the pet store here in town, gone it toys, a collar.
Yeah. I gotta get one of those anti-bark collars. Do they make anti-demon collars? Like, if it tries to, like, put a spell on me, it'll zap it in some way? Like, holy water sprays it in the face.
Or no, it's like a cat where like you spray water on it, you just spray holy water.
Can I get a water bottle full of holy water?
Just go to one of the churches in town.
Bad demon.
It's for my hellhound.
I gotta train it.
It's gotta stay off the couch.
Yeah, it's claws. Just rips right through everything.
You have, like, marks all down your arm.
People are very, like, afraid for me.
I'd be like, okay, she's not right, guys. Like, I'm telling her.
And I'm just over here like, I saw it on Supernatural. It's fine. They can, Crowley has them. He's got pet hellhounds. It works out.
But that's weird that all this is happening again. Like, it stopped for a while. Like, when we got back from Randolph, things had kind of slowed down, and now it's kind of being more apparent again.
Yeah. But we quit paying attention to it. I mean, honestly. Like, if you think about everything that's conspired in that week or 2 weeks that we didn't have any activity in our houses, we were back to, I got the new job, right. I was focusing on that, like, all my attention was to that. You have so many different things going on with your work, you picked up different things. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we were pretty distracted, and it's hard to notice little weird, random things that are happening around you when you're distracted like that.
Yeah. You're
stressed out, you start going through the motions.
Right.
Instead of paying attention. I feel like if everyone was to just step back a little bit from your own life and pay attention to what's going on around you, then you'll start seeing, I'm not saying you'll start seeing ghosts, I'm not saying that, but you'll start noticing. Yeah. Like, do you look down at the time an awful lot and it's the same set of numbers? Like, I've talked about this in previous, all the way back episodes.
444! Always. It's a good number.
I like 1111. I get excited.
I always get excited when I see 444.
444?
That's a good message.
444 44 44. Just press 4 till someone answers. I feel like that's a jingle.
I think it's 444.
Someone call that number and tell me who answers.
It's 744 44 44.
Just
Press
press 4
until someone answers.
answers.
Yeah, it is! Think about it.
I've debunked Melissa's reasoning for loving that.
Oh, man!
You're welcome.
Nothing spiritual at all.
It was subliminal from you
Man.
being in the little kid Melissa in the backseat of your mom's car as you're driving down the highway to go and get Dairy Queen.
On Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then
so
that would
sweet.
play on the radio, and that's why you're like, I love the set of forts. Because when you heard that song, it meant blizzards.
Yeah. Movies.
Movies and blizzards. I don't even know if you got blizzards when you were a kid.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were like a deprived child who's like, I actually didn't get my first blizzard until I started working at Dairy Queen. And then I asked my manager, please.
I just need one. What is
I've
it?
never had it in the flip the cup.
And no, that is true. Anytime I have flipped a blizzard over, it does not stay in its cup.
We challenge you, Dairy Queen. That's really what this whole entire podcast episode is about. We challenge you. I don't know why I just saluted you.
Please. Respect Dairy Queen.
I pledge allegiance
To the blizzards.
That's a power that we can do.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. So yeah, there's been a lot of weird stuff that's happened. That's pretty much it. But that's a lot, right? That's more than 2, so that
Right.
means it's a lot.
And then,
I'm sure more weird things are going to happen.
yeah, I'm prepared for it, though. Like, I feel, too, which I don't know if anyone else has been feeling, like, which I know things are probably about to, like, shut down again, and that could be the tension in the air, but I feel like everything's really thick.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling super uneasy, and I've just been on edge. I don't know if anyone else has.
No, I definitely have. Like, going into this new job, I definitely love it. I feel like it's a for sure calling. But today, I just felt so emotionally drained with all of it. Where I'm just like, is my niceness being sucked out of me? Because that's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was so many times I caught myself just having that stink face where you're just, like, not excited. You're making it very clear to everyone that you're not excited. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's not the face to have in my job. Like, I really need to be like... I mean, I got a mask on all the time, so it's more like... Instead, it was like... So you see the difference? It's scary.
I do feel like everything's like, I don't know. It's weird.
I agree.
And maybe that's why things are becoming more active, too. There's a shift happening.
It's feeding off of all the tension.
Mm-hmm.
And all, yeah. It's feeding. Quit feeding it! But then it'll die and we won't have a pet hellhound. Everyone be stressed out!
Freak out right now!
My hellhound's hungry!
Yeah. That's why Ashley's, like, been super giddy except for today because it's just, like, taken all her... Oh, that would be nice.
If it took all of your bad anxiety?
Yeah, and then it just leaves you, like, everything.
Oh my gosh, that would be the best, like... What do they call those animals? That, you know, they're not detecting a seizure or anything like that. Emotional...
Emotional support.
Yeah, it's my emotional support hellhound. It takes all of my negative energy and it eats it.
That would be cool.
See, oh, now you want a pet hellhound.
If it wants to, yeah, take it all.
Take all the bad juju.
Let it go. Anyways, so let's make that happen. We need to find some sort of spell and do it in your witch hut. It'll backfire, but I feel like we should try.
We go from saving the world to the people.
Oh yeah, we saved the world.
We did. You're welcome.
You don't know, but we did.
Just give us credit for this.
Yep,
okay.
this applause.
Yeah.
We can't explain why,
But
but
we
just
did
know we
it.
did.
We did it. Can we somewhat explain, but without explaining?
You can try.
Okay. This can be edited out if needed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to explain how we saved the world. So do you guys remember when we had something really scary that we stumbled upon and we couldn't talk about it because safety of our lives or whatnot,
We want to live.
Cult things. Okay, so we did come out and say that we stumbled upon what we thought was ritualistic.
Did we?
Well, we just did now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. At one time, we may or may not have stumbled upon some sort of group of people doing some sort of
Not so nice things.
things by a giant fire.
Yeah.
Not like a bonfire either. I'm not talking about we broke up a high school party. Not that. Not that.
Where, it's like a tall thing and then there's fire coming out.
Yeah, it's
of
a big torch.
And everybody has one.
And the torch is bigger than everyone else. And yeah.
Yeah.
So something like that, and we stumbled upon it. So what if they were in the middle of doing something that would have devastated the world, but we interrupted them and we ruined their ritual?
And that's why they were mad and they chased us out of town.
Not just out of town, but out of 2 towns. And then continued to chase us. There was a lot of miles that they were right on our butt.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very terrifying.
It was.
Very terrifying. If you guys are watching this.
I don't think I think they've given up on us by now.
Yeah.
They know we're not tattletales.
We're not
And this is, now that we're kind of talking about it, how terrifying it was. You know how much we talk, okay? That whole time, silence, gripping on 2 doors and just, we didn't breathe.
No, I guarantee you there was no breaths taken.
Until we reached our town line. And even then we were still on edge, so.
And it's for good reason. I know that we turn everything into goofiness and stuff like that. We've talked about it before. It's just kind of how we cope with a situation is we just go through it and our first reaction is a goofy, make light heart of the situation that makes us feel better. But in that moment, we were so terrified that there was no joking about it. We literally did not even speak of it until we pulled into the driveway. And then we were like, so that was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. And then a person on a bicycle drove by
Oh
and we freaked out. We were like,
yes! We're like, everybody just needs to calm down!
And that poor person on the bicycle is like, I'm just trying to sell drugs. You can tell because they have backpacks.
And that's in that moment, do what you do. As long as it's not what, we were witnessing it. I don't even care. You're selling heroin. I mean, right now, that's fine.
We would like to break this podcast to let you know that doing drugs is not okay.
Oh, no!
And it's
We were just
not okay.
It's not, but in that moment, it would have been fine.
Yeah, in that moment, we would have taken an interaction with a crack dealer over the interaction that we had. Because I feel like our chances of survival with a crack dealer or whatever.
He was probably just a little kid riding a bike, going to the gas station, getting full of pop.
Mom finally let me break my curfew.
Or he was running late. He was like, I'm gonna be so late. And then, like, we're like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Drug dealer.
Sorry, guys. Sorry if
Yeah.
that was you.
We're judgmental.
Yeah,
We try not to be, but we are.
we are.
But then we self-reflect on it, okay?
Me too.
We see the error of our ways. Do we ever apologize for them, though, or do we just better ourselves? The point is, we work on them.
And we hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
Which is something, because a lot of people don't do that. So.
They don't.
But by the way, we saved the world. Okay,
We
so
did!
you're welcome.
That's us holding ourselves accountable.
We're so modest.
We are so modest. Oh my god, we're the best. We are the greatest at everything. We saved the world. Yes.
Okay, anyway, so also,
Creepy things.
on our last video, you saw the Necrophonic. I want to know what you guys caught. Things that we noticed in editing was there's this whisper, and it's a woman's voice, and I think it's coming through on the Necrophonic, but I don't recall hearing that while we were.
No, and I'm getting goosebumps too right now because the weird thing is the only time that I remember thinking that Doris was communicating with us is when we asked, what do you like to cook? And a few seconds later, and it goes across and says black beans. Well, black beans would have made sense with that time era and how many people were staying there. Like, that made total sense. I really feel like that was Doris. But the whisper sounds exactly like the same voice that said black beans.
And it's going on during, like, the whole thing.
Yeah.
We didn't hear that.
No. And that's a lot of what you will get with EVPs, is that you don't hear it in the moment, but when you're replaying the audio, then it's picking up on it because, I don't know, microphones are weird.
Yeah.
Maybe she was right on top of the camera and she was like, there wasn't a whole lot that I could catch what she was saying.
No. But it's
you
like
could hear
that
the
same,
whispering.
And, like, there's that breath that we've caught a few times in it's like something was, like, following.
Yeah.
And then using that device, that was able to make it from, like, a breathing to a whisper. I think that, like, was helping, but you can't. And what's weird is Doris also couldn't speak very well.
Yeah.
So when the black beans comes through, it does sound like someone struggling to talk. It's very, like, clear.
And it's a different voice than all the other normal. We've been through this. Like, it's working just like a spirit box would work. It's scanning through different things. How the app explains it is it's scanning through different noises. But I really still feel like it's just scanning through words. Because I've watched a lot of necrophonic videos, and all of them, you hear the same words that we hear. Mm. But when you hear that voice, that's very distinctively different.
And it's answering a question correctly.
That's hard to chalk it up to, okay, this app isn't real. Mm-hmm. It's seriously hard to chalk that up to it. Because it's running off of the same type of way that a spirit box would work.
Yeah.
So why is it okay that a radio station thing that's scanning through is acceptable paranormal equipment and an app doing the exact same thing is not? That makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And that's the thing too, like with the whispering involved in it and not being able to understand it, that plays with Doris, who we were trying to speak to. Mm-hmm. Because she wouldn't have been able to talk very well. She talked through her cooking. You know, like that's how she expressed herself. So, it's just really interesting. I'm curious to see what other people think or what they've heard.
Yes.
But yeah.
It was we've got quite a few hits on there. I mean, you guys can hit that like button. That'd be cool.
Or the subscribe button.
For sure, the subscribe button. We're about half and half right now. Half of our viewers are subscribed. Half of our viewers are not subscribed. Just subscribe. Like,
you're not hurting anything. Like, is it just because it's us?
Is it because we're telling you to please subscribe? I get that it's annoying. I really do. But if you don't ask for it, then the chances of it happening is not going to happen. So we're not trying to bombard you with it, but we would really like to continue this. We'd like to be able to go on so many more investigations. And we not rich, okay? We not rich.
No.
No, I mean, we could be, like, we could do, like, a GoFundMe or something, but we're not.
No.
We're doing this.
Yes.
And asking for subscribers.
You don't have to pay us.
Doesn't
you
cost-
just have to subscribe.
It doesn't cost you anything.
No.
No. So, please. Anyway, yeah. But we've got more videos coming of Randolph Asylum. We have more investigations that are coming up. We have our big investigation next that'll be Story In as soon as we're able to get in there.
Yes.
You know, COVID has definitely put a lot of bumps in the paranormal road that we're traveling on right now, so that sucks.
It does suck.
But until then, I really feel like creepy things are everywhere. So we may start hitting you guys with some paranormal locations that no one knows about. No one knows about it. Pretend you didn't hear it.
We won't be in this room, so you won't, like, recognize it. We'll just be in, like, a room you don't know and be like, we're here at this random house. And it's really haunted.
These people let us in.
Yeah, who are you? And it's Donovan wearing, like, a mask.
His old man mask.
Yeah.
My name's Gregory.
And Xander comes out of nowhere. We're like, who are you? And there's Kiba.
They hear the same bark that they're used to hearing. They're like, wait a minute. That sounds so familiar.
Hellhound.
Everybody watching are like, they're not in a studio, they're in a house.
Oh. Well, this is a studio in her house.
It's just a room.
No, she has a studio.
It's a very small room.
It's a studio.
This is all of it. You walk in, it's just one wall.
Yeah. No! There's more on the other side of this light that you can't see.
For good reason. I got an arcade.
There's, like, stuff over here that you can't see and stuff over there that you can't see.
But you guys just need to see us.
Yeah.
Don't need to see us. Oh my, no, oh god, don't look at those. I'm ashamed.
But I don't know what's next on our Randolph thing. Is it the chair room?
I think we're going into the chair room next.
So be prepared for that. I'm excited myself because we were just sitting in there. That's when I can't talk about it.
We almost had too much.
So you just have to watch. Wait and see.
Yeah, please.
But yes, thank you for your support.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Please.
Tell your friends.
Yes.
And we love you.
We do. Stay creepy.
Be kind to each other.
Get me a hellhound.
Bye. P.O. Box 64.